Kristen with the Rogers Public Library, and this week for Quilled Creations we are going to be starting a project that we will continue for the next few weeks, making a picture frame. So in your packet you'll have your picture frame, and then we will add our first quilled creation onto it today and then add on to it for the rest of the month. So our first quilled creation for this picture frame is going to be a panda bear holding heart balloons. So in your craft packet you will have your picture frame, also 2 1/4 strips of black, 1 strip of red, 2 strips of white, and 2 itty bitty tiny little circles of black with little white dots in them. And I will show you how to put it all together. Alright, so to begin we are going to take our white strips and we are going to make 2 large circles. So roll your first strip all the way up and then let it go. And then you can choose if you want to keep it just like this or fluff it up a little, but I'm going to keep mine just like this. This is going to be our panda's head. So I'll go ahead and seal it up. And we're just going to leave this one a circle. So we're going to set that aside, and then we're going to make another white circle about the same size as your first one to be the panda's body. So we'll roll it up and let it go. And then I'm going to go ahead and seal mine up. And then we can come over here and see about where we want to place our little panda. And then if you would like to, you can go ahead and attach these 2 pieces. You don't necessarily need to, but you can. And then we'll just set those aside for a moment. Then we're going to take our 2 longer black strips and we're going to cut them both into thirds. And like usual, this doesn't have to be exact thirds, just somewhere close. Now our first 2 are going to be our panda's ears. So we're going to roll them up and then let it go, and then go ahead and seal it up. Once it's sealed up, we are going to pinch it into a kind of half circle shape. So we want to flatten out the bottom of it, but keep all the edges a little rounded. We don't want to point them too much. And this will be our panda ear. So if you would like to shape it a little more, then you can narrow that a little bit. Kind of push it onto your thumb or a finger to give it a little more of a curve to fit a little tighter to the panda's head. That is our first ear, so then we need to make another one just like that. Once we have both our ears, we can go ahead and attach them to the panda's head. And we can push that back aside for a moment, and we're going to make the panda's arms and legs. So for the arms, we'll roll up our strip, and then we can let it go. And you can go ahead and seal it up, or you can fluff it up a little bit to make it just a little bigger, but we don't want it to get too big. And then we'll seal it up. And then we're going to start out pinching it into a teardrop shape. And then I'm going to kind of flatten out the base just a little bit there. And then you can kind of push it back so that those corners are a little less firm. And then these will be the panda's arms. So we need to make another one like this. All right, once we have our two arms, then we can bring them over to our panda. And one arm is going to be reaching up towards the sky. So we can attach that with the fat end touching the panda's body. And then the other arm is going to be facing down with the point facing the bottom. And now, because this leaves a very broad shoulder here, we can go ahead and flatten that back out a little and kind of lean it towards the panda's body. So then it will point down. And then we can attach that one. And then we can set it aside again for a moment while we make the legs. And the legs will be about the same shape as the arms. Maybe just a little fatter all around. So we'll fluff this one up a little bit just to make it a little bit bigger than the arms. And then again, pinch it into the teardrop shape, and then just very gently flatten out that bottom so that they'll stay bigger than the arms. And then we're going to attach them at the bottom, pointing down. And if you'd like to round out his foot a little bit, or even kind of bend it to one side or the other to make it look like his foot is flattened out a little bit, then you can do that as well. But that's up to you and how you want him to look. So we'll go ahead and attach his first leg and then get started on his second. Once we've attached all of the arms and legs and ears, we are ready to add the eyes to our panda. Now, our tiny little black circles with the white dots are the eyes. So we're just going to put some glue on the back of them and then pick a place on the panda's face to add the eyes. And then we have our completed panda But of course, we still need to make the heart balloons. So now we're going to take our red and cut it into fourths. And then we're going to make 4 teardrop shapes. And you can make them all the same size, or you can make 2 of one size and 2 of another size. So we'll roll it up and let it go. And then you can pull it tighter or seal it up just as it is, or fluff it up, whichever you'd prefer. And then pinch into a teardrop shape. We'll set that one aside and make another one the same size. And pinch that. Now we have our first little heart balloon. We're going to take our 2 teardrops and put them points together to make a little heart, but don't glue them together just yet. Then we'll go ahead and make the teardrops for our second heart balloon. So again, you can make this the same size or larger or smaller than your other one. I'm going to make 2 different sizes. So I'm going to fluff these up a little to make them a little bigger. And then pinch into a teardrop. All right, once we have our 2 sets of teardrops, we're going to take our black strip and we're going to cut off a small piece, maybe about 1 inch. And we're going to put some glue onto it and stick one of our hearts on. So we'll put 1 teardrop on each side, and that will create our little heart. So here we have our first little heart balloon. And then we're going to go ahead and fold up just a little bit on that bottom edge here. And we'll set that aside for a moment. And then we're going to take the rest of our black and cut off maybe about 2/3 or a little more than that. So we have 1 longer and 1 shorter piece. And then for the longer piece, we will put our other heart balloon on that. So we're basically using the string of the balloon to go up into our balloons, to secure our balloons to the string. So now we have this. Then we're going to take this little strip that we folded the little edge on and put some glue on it and pick a spot close to the top of our other black strip string and attach that. So then we have the little folded bit is attached to the other string. And then we're going to take this last piece of black and fold it just a little bit at the edge and put some glue on it. And we're going to attach that on the other side so that we make it look like our 2 balloons have their strings crossed. even though they're not actually crossed. It creates that illusion. Now, we can decide how we want to arrange these. We want our panda to be holding the balloons, but they can be up high, or you can bring them down closer to the panda. It's really up to you, but I'm gonna have mine flying pretty high up, but then I'm also going to take the strings of our balloons and shape them a little bit like they're kind of blowing in the wind. But then I want them to come back together at the end so that I can put them in my panda's hands. And once you have your balloon shaped how you want to, then you can just take the edge of the string, which is our black paper, and fold it a little bit at the bottom and add some glue so that we can attach our panda's hand to the strings to make it look like he's holding these balloons. And then we just have to glue the whole thing onto our background, which is our little picture frame. So I will just put some glue over the back of all of my quilled pieces that are connected here. I'm just going to flip him over carefully and place him on my picture frame. And then just gently press everything down so I know it's got a good solid hold on the paper or on the picture frame. I lost an eye. Where did the eye go? Oh, it's on my thumb. And there we go. This is the start of our February picture frame project with our very cute little panda bear holding a set of heart balloons. So thank you so much for joining me. I'd love to see pictures of your completed panda with his heart balloons in the comments if you would like to share them. And thank you again for being here with me today, and I will see you next week to add another quilt creation to our picture frame. Bye!